Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Zelda Universe Mailbag. I'm James. I should have been here last week, but due to some unfortunate circumstances, the video I recorded had some audio problems, so here I am this week to answer your questions. Hopefully that doesn't happen again in the future. So let's just get started, shall we? So the first question comes from Stale X Tana. They write, do you think Nintendo should develop a Legend of Zelda game based on the origin of Majora's Mask? I think it would be a cool idea for them to make an origin story on that part of Zelda lore, but how they would do it is, it would be, I don't know, it'd be hard, in my opinion, but to see a story where they introduce the original imp, if it isn't the Skull Kid, the four giants when they created the land of Termina, the tribes of Majora and the Fierce Deity, and their battles. But I do believe that if they were going to make it successful, they would do so without having Link in the story at all. Just have it be those two tribes, four giants, and the imp, and story that encompasses that. Whether they're willing to do it remains up to them, so we'll see. The next question comes from the Caradome. I believe I pronounced that right. They write, in Twilight Princess, the map is flipped in the Wii version. What map is geographically canon? The GameCube version or the Wii? I believe that it's the GameCube version, just because the game was slated to be a GameCube release from the beginning. So when Nintendo decided to port it to the Wii, they mirrored the whole thing. So, in my opinion, that's just a mirror of the actual canon map, which is the GameCube map. So, if you're ever going to look at the Twilight Princess story, you look at the GameCube map. The next question comes from Peaceseeker16. They write, how old is Link? Is his age different in each game? I remember back in the day when I was answering these mailbags on a regular basis, I used to get this all the time, so I figured I'd answer it one more time, just for fun. Link is a different age in all the games. It's also a different Link in all the games. So, usually the Links in any given game between the ages of 10 and 17. If a Link looks more childish, he's on the side closer to 10. If he looks more adult, he's on the closer side to 17. I believe the only Link that was 17 is Ocarina of Time. I could be wrong. Next question comes from King Matt 134. They write, so Majora's Mask takes place after Ocarina of Time, but when Link was a kid, does that mean that during Ocarina of Time, when Link was an adult, Termina was destroyed? Something like that. So they're asking, during the course of Ocarina of Time, is Termina actually destroyed while Link is an adult trying to fix the events of Ocarina of Time? You can look at it two different ways. One is your theory, where Termina was destroyed during the course of Ocarina of Time, and it only reverts back to the way it is when Link finishes the game, or you finish the game, and the events are sent back to the past, where you're now Child Link again. Or you look at it this way, the events of Termina never happen until Link gets sent back at the end of the game, because we don't know for certain whether the Skull Kid goes to Termina during the course of the game or after the course of the game, because that's never explained. That's the reason that Termina is sent into turmoil, is the Skull Kid. It all lies on the Skull Kid. So if the Skull Kid doesn't go to Termina until the end of the game, and Child Link finds him in the woods after he's gotten the Majora's Mask and takes his ocarina, then that's when the moon starts crashing. But it's a basis of what if, so you will never know if either or works. I think it's the second one, just because I like time travel. I like learning a little bit more time travel, even though it's not theoretically possible. But the fact that during the course of the game, you deal with the Skull Kid. He's there, I believe, the entire course of the game. So why would the events of Termina ever happen if you've seen him the entire game. So I think it's the second theory. Next question comes from 01343. They write, do you think we will see the return to 2D Zelda game like A Link to the Past, or do you think they will continue with the Phantom Hourglass Spirit Track style? I think with the advent of motion control on both the Wii and now the 3DS, I don't think you'll ever see sprite-based games from Zelda. I could be wrong, but I also have evidence to back it up saying that Miyamoto wants to redo some of the old 2D games in 3D. So that may spell the end of a sprite-based Zelda game ever again. Like I said, I could be wrong, but that's the way I see it trending right now. Next question comes from Zach James Friend. I'm James. The question is, my question for you, if you could see a revamped release of a Zelda game 2D only, which game would you choose and why that above the others? I think me and probably 95% of the Zelda community would probably pick A Link to the Past, just because it's one of those classics that probably deserves a restyling in 3D. I hope you meant 3D. That's what I would think by revamp. So, if they were going to pick an old Zelda game, I think that would be the game to choose. Miyamoto has said, like I said in the previous question, that he wants to probably redo that game into 3D. Whether it will happen remains to be seen, but I think that would be the game to choose, just because it had a rich story, big overworld that could be definitely translated into 3D. So that's the game that most people would choose. My favorite 2D game, I'm just going to throw this in, my favorite 2D game is Link's Awakening, and even though that's my favorite game, I still would choose A Link to the Past. Just because of the reasons I already gave. And the last question was a little tough for me to answer, but I'm going to try to answer it. It comes from Rare Candy Dealer. They write, I always like to think that the four giants were the Terminian counterparts to the Golden Goddesses, while Majora was the counterpart to Triforce itself. What is your opinion? I do agree with you on the first part, that the four giants are the counterpart to the goddesses, but I don't think Majora nor its mask were the counterpart to the Triforce. Just because, a few different reasons. Every land that we've seen in a Zelda game has had a deity of some sort. Hyrule has the Golden Goddesses, the new Zelda game has the Goddess. The Oracle games technically were the Oracles, which were the Golden Goddesses, kind of reincarnated in a way. But the majority of the four giants. Not all of them have had really a relic of the Triforce nature. I think the Triforce is the Zelda symbol throughout the entire game. Even the Link in Link's Awakening, in the Oracle games, where they were sent to different worlds, he still had the Triforce with him. So it doesn't really necessarily have to have a different relic in each world. So I don't think Majora or the mask was that counterpart. So that's it for me. Hopefully my video came out a little bit better than last time. So if you have any more questions, feel free to comment. I believe in the YouTube channel, we'll definitely check there. You can leave comments in the Zelda Universe news post that we post this. I don't know the email address. I don't think we have one at the moment, or if we do, I don't know it. So, but leave a comment. We'll definitely find it. So until next time, it won't be me, but it will be someone else answering your questions. Take care.